Hi there, I'm Danelle. Welcome to my channel. I just wanted to introduce myself and my dogs. There is Edna. She is my oldest border collie. She'll be 11 next month. And there is Audrey and Henry. And on this channel, I really want to help people with real life problems. I have been training dogs since 1989 with my very first dog. His name was Tyrone. He was a Rhodesian Ridgeback. He was tough to train. He did not really care what I wanted, so he taught me so much. And one of the things that I learned pretty early on was that training can't be all cookies and play. There are so many things that can be all play, such as a search and rescue. That is so much up to the dog and the dog's skills, and then the big reward you give them at the end. You guide them into some of the strategies that you know. You're pretty much the navigator and the dog is the leader. But in everyday obedience, there are a lot of moments that you need to teach them. You have to do this. You must do this. There is no choice. There's a lot of parts that are just fun. Teaching them come when called. It's really fun to reward them, give them the cookies, give them the toys. But at some point, they need to know that it's not optional. And that's where corrections come in. That's where the electronic collars come in. So there is the side to dog training where you do have to teach them. But what you get out of that is this. They get to have complete freedom, and that is their reward. That is your reward for the hard work of teaching them. They must absolutely obey when you ask them to come when called. So it's all worth it in the end, just like with raising kids. It's not all bunnies and rabbits and butterflies with kids either. So in this channel, I am going to take a balanced approach. We will reward the dogs, we will gently guide them into what we want, show them what we want, be very fair, and then we'll gradually increase the difficulty, increase the distractions, and increase the rewards. But I will show you how to introduce the corrections. This is not what I want. I do not want them pulling on leash. I do not want them hurting me by dragging me down a flight of stairs. I do not want them hurting other people by jumping on them. And I do not want them dying on the highway because they saw a feral cat and chased it into the highway and did not obey me. So to me, there's life and death and choices. And I have had some disasters with dogs over the years. I've been training for a long time. So I've learned where to be really tough and where to be lenient. My dogs get a lot of leniency. They get a lot of freedom. They get to play off leash and run off leash every day because I put in the hard work. I've showed them they have to do it. And this is the reward they get, is having this freedom out on the beach, out on the trails, because I know that I can keep them safe because I did the hard work. I used an electronic collar, a shock collar, when I was in the final stages of teaching them the come when called. And I will make a video on how to use that, how to train that, because to me, it's really important for the dog's quality of life to be able to have this freedom, to be able to just be a dog and play off leash. They're not being border collies. They think they are herding the two young ones here. Audrey is 6. That's Audrey. There's the almost 11-year-old, and then that's Henry. He's 3. But they like to herd each other, so they tend to freeze. They are pretty easy to train because they really, really, really want tennis balls, sticks, everything, so they're pretty easy to motivate. So I will give you some tips on dogs less easy to motivate. My first dog, Tyrone, was extremely difficult to motivate. He didn't like toys. He liked food, but he really liked wandering away and ignoring me more than food often. So my credentials, I did get an obedience title on Tyrone, a CD title with AKC. It took me a long time because he just did not like doing obedience trials, but I made him do it anyway because I really was interested. I got a couple of legs on a CD with my search dog Annie years later. I have actually dabbled in agility, karting, tracking, trailing. I was a founding member of our Ketchikan Volunteer Rescue Squad, the K9 team, and I've been in that for almost 30 years. I owned a dog training business here in Alaska for about 20 years. Now that I'm working full time, I am not doing that so much anymore, but I always help people. People are constantly stopping me in the grocery store to ask me dog training questions, which is one of my motivations for starting this channel. I love helping people. I feel really bad for people who are struggling. I feel bad for the dogs. I really want to keep dogs out of the shelter because people get so overwhelmed. They often will just give up their dogs for problems that could have been solved. And so I've also had many foster dogs. So I've worked with a lot of different breeds. I've had Belgian Malinois, German Shepherds, Chihuahuas. We've had 3 different Chihuahuas given to us because they were aggressive. So I worked to rehab them. It's getting pretty rainy out here. I think I might wander back up the beach. And so that's really my motivation on this channel. I want to make people's lives easier. I want to save dogs' lives. I want to make dogs' lives better too. I want them to have the freedom to be able to play off leash and to go on walks. A lot of dogs don't even get to go on walks because the owners have such a hard time walking them. And so I am going to help you to walk your dog better, more safely. I also am on a big campaign to get people to stop walking their dogs on harnesses, because harnesses really increase a dog's desire to pull and drag you. And they're not particularly comfortable for the dogs either. They chafe on under their arms. They're just not very comfortable. I feel like it's nice if you can get a dog. They're most comfortable like this, just being a dog. No collars, nothing. But I do believe it's really critical to practice walking on leash, on a loose leash, so that the entire time they're walking next to you, they're having to think about staying next to you. They're not just dragging, they're actually having to use their mind, their brain, to stay close to you, to make the decision constantly to be with you. It's very good for their mindset. It's an extremely good leadership exercise where they have to think about where you are, to stay in proper position next to you. So we'll be talking about all of those things and how much exercise your dogs need, how to keep your kids safe, how the best ways to exercise your dogs, and how to teach just simple things and fun things like tricks. So I'm going to lead you through all of that. Those are the things I want to share with you on this channel, and I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be some fun things, some serious things. And I appreciate you stopping here, and I hope you subscribe and stay with me as we go on this journey together.